Thank you for clicking on this video. Let's talk about movie news, peeps. Some of things we'll be discussing here today, guys, is we got further updates on Robert Pattinson's The Batman, making me super excited for this movie. Over the holiday, we got announced that we're getting a Bendy movie, along with looking at some filming schedules for upcoming Marvel projects, letting you know the next time we're seeing some of your favorite characters. Really, that along with so much more, so you guys know the drill. Leave your opinions down below with everything we discuss here today, and I want to know what you got for Christmas. Your boy got a PlayStation Portal and this Toonie Terror figure from Saw looking sweet. Yeah, maybe I just flexed on you. What about it? Let's get into the movie news. Jumping into it here, over the holiday, we got released 2 new photos for Joker 2. These official stills show one Lady Gaga as our new Harley Quinn, right next to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, along with another photo of Joker in Arkham Asylum, where we'll be following him for the sequel. And although we've already gotten plenty of looks at Joker right now, I'm sure a lot of us are waiting for the trailer. That is kind of what I'm curious to see here, because Warner Brothers in particular has been doing some sneaky marketing. I don't know if you guys have seen this online, but a lot of people were noticing that a lot of upcoming Warner Brothers musicals were not being marketed as musicals, and it was kind of blowing some people's minds. We have movies like the Mean Girls musical, we had the Wonka movie, The Color Purple. All those movies were being marketed as just regular simple little films, but then when people would go to see them, a lot of them were surprised to find out the movies were musical because it felt like they were not marketed as them. I had hundreds of comments in my Wonka review letting me know I had no idea this movie was a musical, even though the past Wonka movies were musicals, but still. And well, we heard Joker 2 is supposed to be a musical, and since Warner Brothers has this history now of not wanting to show you the musical side of their movie, how are they going to market Joker 2? Because I know a lot of people immediately lost interest in a Joker sequel, not only because some people feel like Joker doesn't need a sequel, but 2, because it is a musical. The marketing for this movie might end up deceiving a lot of people, but like what's more ironic is if you're marketing and your tests show that people do not go pay money to see musicals, why are you making musicals then? Like, is there something I'm not getting here? Can you imagine that? Let's spend millions on something that we have to hide because people do not enjoy that. Hollywood, baby, I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. Let me know how you guys think they're going to market Joker 2. Next up here, something that a lot of people were excited about, and you guys were hitting me up to talk about it. We got the announcement of a Bendy movie. Now, if you're not familiar with Bendy and the Ink Machine, it's based off a video game that was released in 2017, and there's quite a dedicated fan base for this game. It's a puzzle solving game, and it takes a lot of inspiration from 1930s cartoon styles, black and white, and it is a horror game. In fact, the first time I heard about Bendy was one of my Five Nights at Freddy's movie updates way back when, years ago. I feel like there's a good intersection between Five Nights at Freddy fans and Bendy fans, and that makes sense. Horror video games, you would stick with that genre. And here on Christmas Day, the official Bendy account revealed this photo saying Bendy is coming to the big screen, showing the 2 studios behind it, Joey Drew, who are already the video game makers of Bendy, and Radar Pictures, who you might know for also being responsible for the live-action Jumanji movies. They did the first 2 Bill and Ted's, along with a couple of other movies. The main thing I want you to note, though, is that there's no animated movies in this movie studio's lineup, and I thought if they ever did make a Bendy movie, they would go almost the animated route, you know, because the game itself is very much inspired by that art style, but looks like we'll get some sort of CGI live-action hybrid. The creator of Bendy also had this to comment on what to expect from the movie, saying, "We are super committed to making the Bendy movie as quality, scary, exciting, and honoring to the Bendy world as possible. It needs to be done right and with care." Now that I said that official stuff, let me add, squeak, a Bendy movie! And so my thoughts on this is, I think it sounds great. I've always admired the Bendy art style. I think the games are kind of fun, and now trying to imagine what that could look like in live action, there is some potential for a lot of fun there. They're obviously doing this because Five Nights at Freddy's was a giant success, and that's the same thing. It was an indie horror game with a dedicated fan base. They released it out, and now it's the #1 highest grossing horror movie of 2023. I don't know if Bendy has the potential for that, but I think Bendy could have the potential to turn a lot of people into fans that maybe never knew about it. This is just also another one where I wonder, would they go PG-13 or would they go rated R? Because it's kind of the same thing with FNAF. There's a lot of kids that love this horror game. But just like with FNAF, there's a lot of dark, serious, kind of twisted material in there. It'd be kind of censored down if you made it PG-13. But then again, it's very different when you show cartoon violence as opposed to real life. They might be able to get away with a lot more in Bendy. I'm also curious about the budget on this because I imagine they're going to also also want to go kind of lower just to play it safe and make sure it's a success. And I just don't know if you'd be able to do the Bendy world on a low budget, but maybe you could. I don't know. A lot of potential here. I'm excited for the fans. I'm gonna start doing my homework, and I'll give you those Bendy updates once they start coming out, my friends. Let me know if you're excited for a Bendy live action movie. Moving on here, I wanted to talk about some upcoming filming schedules for Marvel projects that I think give us a good idea of when we're going to be getting some of our heroes, including Spider-Man. So for one, Daniel RPK let us know that the Fantastic Four is currently looking to begin filming May of 2024. And yeah, that right there is like, okay, 2024 has to be the year that we get the Fantastic Four cast announcements. It's been said that it was going to happen after the Hollywood strike, and well, clock is a ticking and we still don't know it. But I'm very curious about this Fantastic Four movie because I think so little is known. The only rumors that we've heard is that this movie could be taking place in the past, right? Somewhere in the 60s or 50s. Other rumors are saying that it might take place in an entirely different universe, that the Fantastic Four movie could be taking place in its own world, and then through Secret Wars, it might connect to our MCU. That's exciting on its own, but we shall see here with that. The next one here is coming from Daniel RPK also, who lets us know that the upcoming next Avengers movie, Avenger 5, is set to begin filming also in 2024 in the later half. So most likely in the fall. And man, after the major shakeup with Jonathan Majors and him no longer being part of the MCU, I am wondering what they're cooking up, because they must have had to start writing that script completely from scratch, write out Kang as a villain, and now introduce some new bigger bad. And to me, that just scares me of rushing things, getting things done too quickly to where it's just not going to make as much sense. But who knows? It does feel like Marvel has had plenty of time to think about it. But at the same time, looking at the upcoming release schedule of the next couple of movies coming out, you know, Deadpool 3, Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, like so far we were all building up to Kang, and now that Kang's gone, I don't know if these next couple of movies are even going to build up to an Avengers film. I can't even imagine what the Avengers team is going to look like. But here's the part that really made me go, oh, dang. We're not getting Spider-Man 4 for a long time. He lets us know that Spider-Man 4 looks like it won't begin filming until the year 2025. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, that kind of shocked me. I was thinking sometime in 2024, we would finally get more concrete announcements about Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4, and they would begin filming that so they could release it by 2025. But looks like with the way we're looking at things, the next time we're going to see Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, will not be in his own solo movie like we imagine. It will be part of an Avengers movie with whatever Avengers 5 turns out to be called, because we know it's not Kang Dynasty anymore. Along with all these other rumors that we've been hearing that Marvel really wants to pin the future of the MCU on Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because he seems to be one of the only heroes in the MCU that fans are still very much dedicated to and will actually show up to his movies. It kind of took me by surprise to realize, oh dang, the next time I'm going to see Peter Parker and what he's been up to since No Way Home will be part of an Avengers movie. I'm like, dang, that'll be interesting. I really had it in my mind that Spider-Man 4 would be the next thing, and whatever happens in Spider-Man 4, that would set him up for the next Avengers film, but no, vice versa. And then again, you also have to remember, Marvel has been on the delay train quite a lot the past couple of years with moving projects, rearranging them, getting switched out. Although this is their current plan and their current schedule, a lot of curveballs have been thrown Kevin Feige's way where he has to go, delay that. And just right now imagining Spider-Man 4 not until maybe the year 2026, whoo, that seems like so far away. So yeah, that's the kind of schedule we have when we're looking to look at our heroes next time. How you guys feeling about this? Are you feeling cool that the next time we'll see Tom Holland Spider-Man will be an Avenger movie instead of his solo film? Do you think that works out better? Would love to know your guys' opinion. Bring me here to talk about some updates with Matt Reeves' The Batman. Oh, next year is going to be so much fun because we'll have Batman updates to talk about again, since it looks like they're wanting to film the Batman Part 2 then. We had Daniel RPK take to his Patreon where he updated us on the status of the movie, saying here, I hear the plan is to start filming late summer 2024. They will start casting from February after the script is done. Plan is for everyone from the first film who survived to return, including some characters from the Penguin show. And I do hear the plan is to have Dick Grayson and Hush. I remember that was rumored. I believe Jeff Snyder said it, so I can confirm I heard the same. And that right there, man, do not play with me. Do not lie to me. This is now the second source from scoopers who have gotten stuff right, Jeff Snyder and Daniel RPK, that are promising us that Robin, the first one, will be coming in Matt Reeves' The Batman. And I can hardly contain my excitement. Yes. There was a little bit of disappointment in me whenever James Gunn announced that we'd finally get a Batman and Robin movie, but it was with Damian Wayne. Nothing wrong with Damian Wayne. In fact, now that I know I'm getting Grayson over here, I'm a little bit more excited now for Damian Wayne in the DCU. And even though I really wanted it, I didn't think Matt Reeves would adapt a Robin storyline, but seeing how seriously he takes this world and how well written a lot of those characters are, I'm about to eat good. And now knowing the timeline of filming and when they're looking to cast by February, birthdays in February, I could get the announcement of Dick Grayson in February. Yeah, baby. But that wasn't the only update in there. In fact, this morning he continued to update us with more villains in there, and I think that's the part a lot of you are going to want to talk about, because I didn't want to just breeze by the Hush part, because it's looking more and more likely like Hush is going to be the main villain of the Batman Part 2. We had him let us know today. I hear Professor Pig, Scarecrow, and Clayface will be in the Batman Part 2. And okay, here it is. We have been hearing consistently for a while now that Clayface is a person looking to be part of the Batman Part 2, and very excited, very curious what route Matt Reeves takes, because it looks like his world wants to stay grounded and realistic, so Clayface might end up going with the Golden Age version, where it was a guy wearing Clayface masks instead of the actual shape-shifting monster that I was hoping for. But now looking at these other characters added on, Scarecrow and Professor Pig, I'm seeing some sort of pattern in here that's making me realize Matt Reeves is cooking something good. Putting Scarecrow aside, because I got a feeling he'll be kind of like a minor villain or someone in the background in the same way the Penguin was, I'm thinking with Professor Pig, Clayface, and Hush, these three villains have a giant connection with each other, and I think are going to end up playing a large part of the theme of the Batman Part 2. Take Clayface, for example. Whichever version you prefer, the no power one or the one with power, he's still an actor who likes to take on a role, changing his identity to try and mimic someone else. Then you have Professor Pig, which, wow, that would be kind of cool. If Matt Reeves' Professor Pig would probably be a little scary, seeing how he did Riddler, but this guy's one crazy dude that likes to do all these messed up surgeries on people, removing things he considers imperfections on them and tries to make them perfect in his own way, manipulating other people's identities, right? And then you have Hush, who again has had ties in the comics of changing his own face surgically to mimic that of Bruce Wayne's. You can clearly see what path Matt Reeves is kind of going down now. We know that the first Batman movie was all about Bruce choosing Batman over being Bruce Wayne. Now we think Batman Part 2 will be about Batman trying to lean more into his Bruce Wayne self, separate the two lives a little bit, basically looking for his identity. And now we got villains that are going to play onto that, messing with identity and other people and who he is, and maybe finding a little bit of heart and humanity in a child who loses parents and he needs to adopt and raise himself. Oh man, Matt Reeves, give this movie to me. As much as I was disappointed when I heard Hush would maybe be the main villain of the Batman Part 2, I knew Matt Reeves would probably pull it off and still give me a great movie, because he's Matt Reeves. So you know what? I'm looking forward to it. Let's see how this turns out. Throw it off to you guys. Piecing together these villains and Robin and all that, how do you see the Batman Part 2 playing out? But that is all movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of my day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.